Welcome everyone to this brief introduction to planning enforcement. We have compiled this video to help you consider whether planning enforcement is, in fact, a career for you. So what does a planning enforcement officer do? It is possibly the best job in the world, but don't tell everybody. As of April 2023, there is currently a shortage of planning enforcement officers in the UK. This is good news for anyone who has planning enforcement experience, as it means we can command excellent remuneration. To give you an idea of whether it is worth pursuing a career in this field, here are some positions which are currently being promoted by a well-known employment firm. Planning Enforcement Officer. Brent Borough Council, Wembley, £29,241 to £38,799 p.a. Planning Enforcement Officer. McDonald and Company, London, South East, £30 to £35 per hour. Planning Enforcement Officer, New Dartford Borough Council, Dartford, Kent. Starting at £28,247 per annum, increasing to £30,257 following 12 months satisfactory performance. Senior, Principal Planning Enforcement Officer. Carrington, West Ashford, Kent. £34 to £45,000. Check for yourself at adzuna.co.uk. The last one is a contract role which always pays a higher rate, in this case the equivalent of £80,000 per annum, based on a 37-hour week over 48 weeks. Not bad for a job where you virtually self-manage, and best of all, your time is split between office work, report writing, and site visits. You are not constantly squinting at a computer screen, and best of all, you could in theory at least work from home or remotely from the office. Before we look at the legal structure and the raison d'etre for enforcement, let me just wet your whistle by outlining a small extract from the day that lies ahead of me. I see from my Outlook diary that I have a site visit at 10 AM to an equestrian stud. I have previously visited the site, which used to be a gated field containing horses, according to Google Earth, but now has a number of structures in the site and a tall fence surrounding part of the original field. My task today is to meet the owner and find out the use of the structures. I am likely to write a few notes about my visit in a pocketbook I carry with me. I'll also take some photographs and possibly draw a plan just in case any enforcement action is required in relation to this site. I will be asking the owner a series of questions which will help to determine whether a planning breach has occurred. Later today I have 3 more calls to make. Each one has been raised as an alleged planning enforcement breach by either a member of the public, a neighbour, a councillor, a parish council clerk, or a member of the local authority staff. Allegations to local authorities can include some of the following complaints. Buildings not constructed according to the permitted planning permission. Buildings, or structures, constructed without planning permission. Work taking place on listed buildings without consent. Fences or borders erected exceeding dimensions allowed by permitted development. Loft conversions exceeding those permitted by permitted development. Outbuildings erected without planning permission. Change of use of property, for example commercial to residential. Residential caravans on property. Removal of hedgerows. Works to trees protected by a tree preservation order. Houses of multiple occupation. Creation of access onto classified roads. This list is by no means exhaustive. So as you can see, the work is very varied and interesting. 99% of the time you will be dealing with reasonable people who didn't realize that they needed permission before carrying out certain work to their property, and these people are usually keen to comply with the law. However, occasionally you will meet someone who has the attitude, "It's my property, I'll do what I like, get off my property and I'll see you in court." The last time this happened to me, I did see him in court and he was fined £17,000. So when they say "I'll see you in court," we do just that. We politely remove ourselves from their property, even though we have strong powers to be there. We complete our legal process, take them to court, and usually the perpetrator receives a substantial fine. So you do have to be prepared for some confrontation, but in all my years as an enforcement officer I can count on one hand the number of idiots who thought the law didn't apply to them. My advice, should you encounter hostility, is to walk away, report it, and then carry on with your job. Don't take it personally, no one likes to be told what to do. So what skills do you need to become an enforcement officer? First and foremost, you need good organizational skills. Also, good communication skills. Good note-taking skills. Good report writing skills. An analytical mind. A tenacity to uncover the truth. An enforcement background is useful but not imperative. You will also need a thick skin. Sometimes people are not overjoyed to see you. So having set the scene, in the next video I would like to run through the legislative framework concerning planning enforcement and delve a bit deeper into the various functions of an enforcement officer. Our certificate in planning enforcement course consists of 4 initial modules comprising videos, document-based learning, self-study and telephone interviews, and can be completed remotely. Links in the description. See you in the next video.